It's the Bobby Moe Show presented by Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank. Dollar Energy Fund helping our neighbors in need maintain basic utility service since 1983. Visit dollarenergy.org or text the word WARM, W-A-R-M, to 53555. And First Commonwealth Bank is here to help you build financial confidence through everyday moments of life by supporting businesses to help families find a house they love to call home and saving for whatever tomorrow brings. Visit a First Commonwealth office or visit fcbanking.com, member FDIC. Hi and welcome to the Bobby Moe Show. It's Chris Shovlin, and softball coach Jexx is here with us this week, and we are going to talk about Robert Morris University softball. It's hard to believe you're really deep into the season right now.
We are.
14, 15 games in?
14 in, and 4 more this weekend, and so between 18 and 20 usually before conference play starts.
Picked up 5 wins so far. Let's talk about the high points of those games.
I think we've kept ourselves in every ball game for the most part throughout the time, and our pitching and our defense have really shown through and really shined for us to help us pick up those W's, and really looking very happy with kind of that performance and that keeping us again in every ball game moving to this point.
You've been traveling too. I mean, you spent some time down south.
Yes.
You were in the Low Country Classic. You were at the Running Bulldog Classic. You just came back from Alabama.
Right.
You've been all over the place.
We have been, and we head to Tennessee tomorrow, and it's that's our life. That's what our life is in February and early March for softball in the Northeast, and it's something that we kind of embrace. But you get really cool moments to be able to again go to Bama last weekend and be able to get that experience. And it gives you an opportunity to play some pretty good teams and kind of get a measuring stick of where you are, the things that you need to work on.
How tough is it going against some of the southern teams, because the weather tends to be so much nicer down there for so much more of the year than it is here, and they get to go outside and they get to play on the fields?
Yeah, it can be. I think some of the way that we prepare in the Northeast, I think has to be a little bit different than other people, and you can't make excuses. You got to go out there and do it. We're going to run into we could run into some issues with being on the dirt and things like that we don't usually get. So we got our turf inside, but to be honest, we've hit the ground running, and the issues you would expect for a northern team from a defensive side, like playing on the dirt and making those miscues, that hasn't been our issue whatsoever. So we're really proud of that group and kind of the preparation we've put into those 4 weeks before we started playing.
All right. Now, talk about getting ready for a season, being a northern team. You mentioned preparation indoors. What's it like getting ready here?
I mean, the golf dome is awesome for us to practice in. We could basically get a full field and a full scrimmage in, and it's a really nice setup for us to do all the things that we're looking to do. And it allows us some flexibility of getting, again, game situations in, but also we're not having to deal with in or out. We know what our time is, we know what we need to do, and these are the things that we got to do to prepare from an offensive side or the defensive side, and that helps in some of the communication stuff, because those are the things that we get to focus in on when we're inside, some of those details that are necessary for us to succeed.
Jexx is the head women's softball coach here at Robert Morris University. We're talking about the season in general right now and getting set for a big weekend coming up. As you mentioned, you're going to head out of town, busing down to Tennessee. You're going to be down there playing several games, right?
Yeah, we got 4 games, 2 on Friday and 2 on Saturday. We get Tennessee Tech for 2 games and Ohio University for 2 games.
Now, these are the last few games before conference play, am I correct?
Yes, they are. Yeah, we'll have this weekend, and then the following week is all the preparations for Horizon League play.
How tough is the Horizon League going to be this year?
I think it'll be very interesting. I think it'll be a very interesting year. I feel good with where we are as a team, but I think that you always kind of gauge of who some of the newcomers are and who are some of the new players that maybe you haven't necessarily seen before. And you're not going to necessarily fully know until you get out there, but we know some of the mainstays in this conference, and we feel very comfortable with kind of our performance and our preparation leading up to that, and we're ready for this conference play for sure.
I want to know if they're ready for Robert Morris, because you were right on the edge last year.
We
You
were.
almost made the tournament.
We were. That was a huge boost to kind of our season and the way to finish it, and to really build some hunger with our group, because they were really close and we played really well as a team and as a unit, and used our full roster to the extent that we could use it. And it showed that top to bottom, we're as deep as anybody in this conference, and we can put things together to our advantage in this conference, and we're looking forward to doing it again.
All right, we're going to take a short time out. We'll come back and talk with Jexx about some of the players leading the Colonials this year. Again, this is the Bobby Moe Show. Jexx Garner is our guest, the head softball coach here at Robert Morris University. By the way, Coach Varner's RMU softball team heads to Tennessee this weekend, as we said, with games against Tennessee Tech and Ohio U, but return home next weekend for their home and Horizon League openers with a 3-game series against Detroit Mercy Friday, March 17th at 3 p.m. and a doubleheader on Saturday, March 18th at 1. Admission and parking are free for all RMU softball games at the North Athletic Complex. For a complete schedule, visit rmucolonials.com.
Many families in our community are struggling to make ends meet and can't afford their monthly utility bills. They are at risk of a gas, water, or electric service shutoff, which could make it impossible to do even the most basic of household tasks. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore utility services. Help your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org.
At First Commonwealth Bank, we're excited to be your community bank, here to help you build greater financial confidence through the everyday moments of life. By supporting local businesses that strengthen communities, to helping families find a house they love to call home, and saving for whatever tomorrow brings. Visit any of our community offices to start your journey to better, or visit fcbanking.com. First Commonwealth Bank, member FDIC.
Robert Morris Athletics was proud to partner with Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank for the Points for Power program this season. For every point scored by the RMU men's and women's basketball teams, First Commonwealth Bank donated $1 to the Dollar Energy Fund, and then the donation was matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners to help local families keep their homes warm this winter. And this season, $8,040 was raised to help our neighbors in need. That is great stuff. Speaking of great stuff, we're talking Robert Morris University softball with Jexx Garner, the head coach here at Robert Morris University. They're getting set to take off for Tennessee this weekend, as we said a little bit earlier, and then they'll come back for the home and the Horizon League openers the following weekend. Coach, let's talk about some of your key players. Let's start with the pitching staff, if you will.
Yeah, I think all three of our pitchers so far this year have thrown very well, and obviously I think we've been anchored for the last 5 years by Dana, and she's really thrown very well for us and had a great game on Sunday against Longwood. We just didn't get the run that we needed, but she's really thrown well her entire career, and she has definitely stepped it up and ready to take on the next year. So I think Maddie DeVault is our sophomore pitcher who really has taken a huge step. I think we saw it at the end of last year in the conference tournament. She was lights out at the conference tournament and really has taken that momentum into this year and thrown some really good ball games for us. And Jane Garver is our junior, and we've always said it. Jane is as competitive as can be, and she will go out there and compete her heart out and do whatever it's necessary to win. And we saw it really on Friday down in Alabama, her being able to close out the win against Mercer, and then her having the shutout innings, 4 shutout innings, or 3 shutout innings against Alabama to keep that to a 4-0 ball game and really keep us in that Alabama game against the 9th ranked team in the country. Jane is lights out, and we're really excited and comfortable with the three of them at any point against anyone.
I know you're proud of your defense. You mentioned that a couple of times already. Let's talk about the fielders.
It's something that you feel really good about. We've got all four of our infielders returned from last year, and we actually get them for another year even after that together. So we're really excited with Elena Kutsigiani at third base, and Charlotte Grover at short, and Anna Resnick at second base, and Avery's at first base. Avery Winchell's at first base, and those four are huge reason for our success defensively. And both Meadow Sacadora and Logan Black behind the plate have been great for us so far this spring. And they, again, anchor down that set of five. I'll take that set of five against anybody, especially in the Horizon League, and that will keep us in ball games, and we get ourselves a chance to go win ball games because of that group right there, for sure.
Let's talk about hitting.
We got to hit right now. That's our issue right now, and then we know it.
Yeah.
And part of it is just kind of we've faced some pretty good pitchers, and some of it is we just need to start making our adjustments and making adjustments to the adjustments that have been made to us. And that's a part of the growth process. We're still pretty young. Again, our entire infield will return for next year, and our outfielders, or everybody in the outfield, returns as well. And some of them have had a couple of years of information on them. We've got to make some adjustments to those things. But we're having good quality at bats. We just haven't found the hit yet, and that's what it is. It's a yet. It's going to happen, and we've got to stay kind of on our road and trust our process, because we're going to be in ball games, and all it's going to need is that one hit that's really going to change things for us. So we're working very diligently on that to make that an improvement.
Jexx, it sounds like your players have been with you for a while. They're going to be with you for a while longer, which is great. How gratifying is it for you as their coach, as their manager, to watch them continue to grow?
Oh, it's special. I don't know if I can speak fully to that without kind of getting emotional, but it's a really awesome group. Yeah. It's a wonderful group of women, and they work really hard at their craft, and they're great together, and that's one of the things I think that makes us special. And they're great together, and they work really hard together, and that was one of the things that's really important to us, that we put a group together that can work hard, that can push each other, and that can go compete against anybody, and is willing to go out there and compete against anybody and take on the experiences of Alabama and Washington and Oregon State from last year, and the conference tournament from last year, and they're ready to excel in those moments. And I'm just really proud of kind of their growth and where we've taken this program over the last few years. And they're the reason for that.
Sure.
They're the ones who've accomplished that.
I know universities everywhere, including Robert Morris, and I mean, I'm looking at some of the other clubs that we have here, some of the other sports teams that we have here. They literally recruit from all over the world, but you've done that. But the thing is, you have a lot of local kids too.
Well, and there's a lot of talent in Western PA, and you embrace that, and you find those players that want to be at Robert Morris and understand who we are and what we are about, and that's what it is. We're finding athletes and young women and families that want to be a Colonial and want to be part of Robert Morris University, and not necessarily just want a Division I opportunity or want to play at this level. They want to be here, and we find a lot of those in Western PA. And there's too much talent for us to ignore, and we've made it that kind of commitment that we're not going to overlook that talent in Western PA, and we'll go find the best in this area.
Speaking of the best in this area, you've got a fine facility up at the North Athletic Complex. I know that's an electric place to watch a softball game.
Oh,
too.
It's awesome. We have kind of the things that we definitely want to continue to improve and work on in our facility, but I'll take our location over anybody. I love that hill. The atmosphere of that hill on conference weekends and in games in general is just unbelievable. It's one of the best views I've ever been around. To watch a ball game from up on top of that hill, and we fill that place from the top of the hill all the way down to the bottom of the hill with parents and fans that come and put their chairs out and tailgate and park, and it's a great atmosphere to play and compete in, and we are very excited and blessed for the group that comes and supports us, for sure.
All right, fantastic. So you got to bring a blanket, a lawn chair,
right?
Bring a tailgate. It's all set up for you,
Yes.
And you see some great collegiate softball.
Yes, for sure.
Excellent. Good luck to you this coming weekend and the rest of the season.
I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for joining us here on the
Thank
Bobby
you.
Moe Show. I'm Chris Shovlin. That's Coach Jexx Garner, head softball coach here at Robert Morris University. We do want to remind you the Robert Morris University men's and women's lacrosse teams are back at Joe Walton Stadium next Saturday, March 18th. The RMU women take on Queens at 11 a.m. and the RMU men battle Jacksonville at 2 p.m. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster, or get them at the Joe Walton Stadium ticket office next Saturday. For complete RMU lacrosse schedule and ticket information, check out rmucolonials.com. That's the same place you can go to check out Jexx's RMU softball team, as they'll have their league opener, their Horizon League opener, and their home opener with games against Detroit Mercy starting on Friday, March 17th at 3 o'clock, a doubleheader on Saturday, March 18th at 1. Don't forget, admission and parking are free for all RMU softball games. That's the Bobby Moe Show, presented by Dollar Energy Fund and First Commonwealth Bank. Support Dollar Energy Fund today and help your neighbors in need stay warm this winter. Find out how a small contribution can score big with those in need. Visit dollarenergyfund.org or text the word WARM, W-A-R-M, to 53555.